Hey everyone. All right, so I have something that I've been wanting to share for a while now. A few hiccups along the way that have prevented me from doing this before just now, and I'll explain what those are. But I think something pretty cool to share with you all, and that is that I own now the one and only amazing grand piano from the one and only Christine fucking McVie. This is Christine McVie's touring piano. She had it in her home in California. It's been a part of the Fleetwood Mac story for many years now, and Christine has played some really amazing songs on this, most notably Songbird. So I'll give you a little taste of what it sounds like, and then kind of talk a little bit more about the piano and the history with it. So when I first got the piano, which was just before Christmas, the first thing I did when I was able to play it was to play what I think is Christine's signature song. So I'll just give you a little sample so you can hear the sound. So yeah, this piano, it has that signature sound because this is the piano. It's actually got a lot of really interesting features as well. My experience in buying this also had one very huge downside that I'll talk about in a minute. But one of the cool features of this piano is that it includes electronic elements that make it a player piano. So as I dug into the piano and kind of everything that, all the features of it, I discovered that Christine actually recorded a song on this piano where she was noodling around and saved it to the hard drive that is contained within this piano. So I'm going to, I'll play this for you. Consider it kind of like a little bit of a lost gem of Christine's. You will see as you watch this that her technique, she makes mistakes throughout this. You can tell she's just having fun when she's playing this, but her technique in doing this is actually really remarkable. Her range and being able to play with just two hands across multiple octaves, really impressive. So let me share that with you. The song doesn't have a name, but she recorded it. So I have to get underneath the piano to turn it on. Yeah, so that's the song. I like to think of it as a little Easter egg that Christine left with the piano, and it's really neat to hear. It's a very bluesy style going on with that. Obviously, you can really hear like a Fats Domino influence as well. Fats Domino is a huge influence on Chris, and yeah, so really neat. And in fact, the first time that I discovered this and played it, my 1-year-old son was there, and I'll share a little clip of him seeing the piano move by itself and hearing this for the first time. He really got a kick out of it. Yeah, so in terms of the experience with the piano itself, it got here in one piece. I was really surprised to discover shortly after receiving the piano that the auction house that I obtained it from completely misrepresented the model number of the piano. And this is ultimately what has created the delay. There were some mechanical issues with the piano as well, but this is what has created the delay in me being able to share this with you. I'm actually really shocked. So the company is called Julian's Auctions. You may or may not be aware that they auctioned off several hundred items within the Fleetwood Mac collection, Christine, John, McVie, and Mick Fleetwood. And I'm just astonished that they, it's amazing. This is definitely Chris's piano, but that they totally misrepresented the model number and even the series of this piano. It's a major issue, and I am still in talks with them about rectifying that because that's not the kind of thing that you can lie about. But setting that aside, it is an amazing piece of really music history. As you may know, Chris meant a lot to me. I was very fortunate to have become acquaintances with Chris and even friends, and to keep in contact with her over many years. I worked on a project as an advisor that Chris was an investor in and was on the board of directors. And so I got to interact with Chris on a personal level as well as on a professional kind of business level. She was incredibly intelligent. She was just very articulate. She took no bullshit from anyone. She really did not. But she was such a straight shooter that you knew that what Chris was saying was from the heart. It was not offensive. And she was just really honest. But at the end of the day, she was such a loving human being. She remembered my wedding anniversary, my wife and I. She remembered my son's name after hearing it once. We got to talk about a lot of things, cooking and a lot of other things that have nothing to do with music or business. And Chris was just such a passionate person with so many hobbies. And toward the end of her life, a lot of people don't realize she had the opportunity to travel extensively. When we would be texting or emailing, she was literally going from like Bali to London, where she took partial residence at that time. She lived in the Malibu area, to parts of India, to Australia. This has nothing to do with touring. It has nothing to do with anything professional. She just, toward the end of her life, got this opportunity to, once she conquered her fear of flying and she was touring, and she really got to enjoy her life fully and experience so many different countries and cultures, and gathered a lot of really amazing artifacts along the way. So I really happy that she got that chance, and very incredibly sad that she's gone. It was really devastating. In terms of this piano, maybe just a couple little facts that I'll share that I found interesting. So, if you saw a grand piano on the stage at a Fleetwood Mac concert in the last, 8-9 years, it was this piano. And one of the things that I always wondered about was why this piano would be covered. If you ever go back and look at old concert videos, you'll see that the piano itself was never opened. And the reason behind that is actually really silly and really simple. So I'll show you over here. And this is how the piano has arrived. It's something that I will fix. But the wrong hinge pins here, the wrong pins came with the piano, or at least for many years now, I guess, have been with the piano. So there's no way to open the piano and prop it up like you would normally do with a grand piano to allow the sound to project, because if you did that, the whole top could fall off and it could really hurt someone. So if you look down here, you'll see, for example, the piano's in really great condition overall, but this is where some of the cords and cables were connected for stage use. They're on the underside of the piano. There's a lot of markings and things, and this is where the electrical connection to the hard drive that's built in, and some of the other features of the piano. There's a computer system contained underneath. So pretty cool stuff. Considering that this piano has traveled literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles, it's actually in pretty remarkable condition overall. But it does have road wear, and I think that makes it more special, as well as the fact that it was in Chris's house. At any rate, so yeah, this is my news. I am so happy and feel so fortunate to have this in my home, to have this connection to Chris, who really meant a lot to me, as she did to so many people, and to know that this item has a loving home for, with somebody that not only knew and cared for Chris, but certainly appreciates it for the instrument that it is, with the history that it has. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. But yeah, thank you for watching.